Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video we're just going to have a look at the Valiantors in Lost City. So I believe that this is probably the strongest 5 Valiantors that you can run, minus if you take out Atrops and you replace with a strong Cleo, preferably up to 9 stars, then I suspect that this will be a stronger Valiantors team. The reason for that is because of the 3 Monarchs that you can include, potentially even doing up to 4 Monarchs as well with Vittoria on the team, but Elmer is just an absolute tank and you do want to run him on your Valiantors team despite having the 4 Phantoms. This is probably the best one. However, what we're going to try is we are going to try with Atrops on the team, and what we can do if you don't have Pandora, you would just use Leandra in this spot to pair with Hades. Again, we lose out on that Monarch synergy, but it's give and take. I personally, even though she's only 8 stars at the moment for me, I do prefer Pandora over Leandra. Leandra does a lot of work, but for me, Pandora technically does more, and it's because everybody has access to doing as many ultimates or effectively infinite ultimates with Pandora on the team. So let's jump in and let's just see whether or not this team is as effective as I think it is. I don't personally think this team is good enough to win. I think you need certain setups in order to beat Lost City at this high of a stage anyway. 365, it is very, very strong. Now, this is 365 out of 800. 600, I believe. So we're more than halfway there. Living on a prayer. Yeah, so the reason that I think this team is so strong, currently, or is the strongest version of the Valiantors, is because of Atrops boosting up the entire team, providing that healing. You also have Elmer, who can taunt the entire enemy roster. So as you can see, they've all been taunted now, which means they cannot do more than 1 basic attack. Pandora here will slowly build up her ultimate damage, and because my Pandora is up to 8 stars, it just means that her normal attacks and her active skills will be ultimate, so very, very strong. As you can see, not doing altogether too much, but Hades is doing a lot of work already. As you can see, he stole an enemy on his basic attack. That can be, if you have his full reds, effectively this round, Hades would drop whoever he is holding, and then he would pick up somebody else. So effectively, I think the earliest that you can get is round 10. Oof, yeah, that's why. That's why, because he's just so, yeah, it is what it is. But what he can do, potentially, is he can steal more and more and more. And as you can see, we're doing okay here. I think this is a loss because we have a full Valiantors lineup, but there's no stacking unit in here. Or specifically, there's no team stacking unit like Elisha, like Gaia, like Arthur. I'm going to keep preaching on this. That is what this team needs. That is what this team needs. It is so important in this day and age for us to have a stacking unit available. Just unbelievable that we don't have one at the moment. I mean, Pandora got released, she doesn't stack. Chang got released, she doesn't stack. Hey Kate got released, she doesn't stack. Whereas the other 3 synergies, Dooms, Mistfires, and Ethereals, all have a stacking unit. And yeah, with Atrops gone, we've got absolutely no chance. So this is an L. So we're going to go ahead, skip this. And funny enough, Elmer and Makaria both survived. Very, very strong. But what I'm going to do, going to pause, going to build another team, and then we'll jump straight in. Okay, so we've just jumped back in. As you can see, I'm covering up with Elisha, Atrops in this front slot. Again, if you have somebody like Cleo, instead, you can pop Cleo in this spot and you'll probably do better off than with Atrops. But my Atrops, again, she's 15 stars, got Light Seeker and full red runes. So we can use Atrops in this spot. If you don't have Hades, you probably should do. If you don't have Pandora, you probably can't because she's not available in the shop. So using Elmer in this situation, probably in this back middle slot here, is preferable. Again, the reason that we're having Atrops and Dahlia in this front slot is so that we can boost up our team's power as much as possible. Fortunately, we do have Pandora. Let's see how well she does. The reason that I'm including Pandora is because when Dahlia or Elisha take out enemies here, we are going to do a lot of work. So I've got my Lance here. again, Soulbind Lance, very, very strong and much more accessible than normal. But we do also have, so yeah, we get enemies damage reduction going on here, and we get our Death Scythe and our Knight's Edge going off. Very, very strong relics, increasing our attack quite drastically when we do use them. So Pandora here to do her first ultimate, not doing altogether too much, and then Hades here to steal enemy Boji. Very, very strong. We'll just see whether or not that has any impact, but I doubt it will. We'll see. Now, we do have Pandora and Elisha, both monarchs, so very, very strong monarchs, and actually Dahlia not doing as much damage as I thought she would. I believe it's because she does magical damage, and the Valiantors boost is physical. Same with Elisha. We probably could have done more, and the reason that I'm getting a double ult on Elisha here is because of that lance. That lance is really, really important, and we do get the execute mechanic as well, so Pandora is going to chain off here. It is going to be phenomenal. This is why I think Pandora does more work than Leandra, because she has this potential. So here, enemy Persephone at full health, nearly gone down. Very, very strong. But Hades here to do a little bit of damage, does execute, and Pandora's skill kicks in for Hades here as well. So we do get the double and technically the triple. That is very, very powerful. So we see Dali here, unfortunately a big miss. It is what it is, sometimes you do miss, but we do get Elisha to double ultimate here as well. So up to 25,000 and Pandora to finish things off. So combo is much, much better, in my opinion, than just standard Valiantors teams. And again, Elisha to do the most, but Pandora did a lot of work in that match. Very, very strong. So having Hades, Pandora, and Hades, Pandora, and Atrops, or Hades, Pandora, and Elma, or just mixing and matching those four should see you through. I mean, you only need a 6-star Hades for him to be super effective. And the reason for that, let me just jump into Hades and I'll show you why. Hades is really, really effective. As you can see, level 1. Not going up to level 2 yet. After Hades is deployed, Valiantors synergy heroes increase their damage reduction by 35% and can execute targets with HP below 35% after dealing damage. You don't even need the full set of relics to trigger execute. That's why Hades is so strong, is because he's a faction leader. So let me know what you think, and yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.